What's happening, everybody? Everybody is asking me for my take on the Buffalo Bills. First round selection, 7th overall, Josh Allen, quarterback out of Wyoming. Hate to say I told you so. I hate to say it, but I did for many months. I said, hey, listen, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, and Josh Allen, I thought were the three quarterbacks in this draft that were of the, quote-unquote, apple of Buffalo's eye. They didn't visit with many other quarterbacks outside of those three to the length and to the amount of visits that they dedicated to those three prospects in particular. I thought they did a fantastic job. Now, I'm driving home from Buffalo, so everybody, this is not the most, audio, beautiful podcast that it usually is. This is a quick, unauthorized, uncut take on the Thomas Take Sports podcast, coming to you live from the Jeep, coming to you live from Ryan Thomas himself. And everybody's asking me what my thoughts are on Josh Allen. And they already know my thoughts on Josh Allen, but I'm going to give them to you anyway. This pick is a very interesting pick for a lot of reasons. Those reasons being that I oftentimes have said that drafting quarterbacks, their success rate, whether or not it works, whether it doesn't, it's all situational. It depends on who he's drafted by, it depends on the current situation of the position, it depends on a lot of different factors that actually have nothing to do with Josh Allen. And out of all the situations, Josh Allen is in the best situation that he can find himself in, on the outside looking in at the quarterback one spot, where Buffalo feels fully confident in A.J. McCarron being the quarterback one for the foreseeable future, and Josh Allen sitting and learning, which is something that Buffalo got wrong when they drafted E.J., and was something that they got wrong when they drafted J.P. Lossman. Both of those quarterbacks were thrown into the fire far too soon. Both of those quarterbacks failed in large part for those reasons. So all that being said, Josh Allen has a higher chance of succeeding, in my personal opinion, due to the fact that he doesn't have to play right away. They have a quarterback in the room, in the building, that has a massive chip on his shoulder in A.J. McCarron, who knows that he is ready to play, who knows that he spent 4 years too many in Cincinnati being the quarterback 2 to Andy Dalton, and is ready to let it fly. We let A.J. start this year at least. We let A.J. start maybe even next year, the 2 years that we signed him for. And we have a very interesting situation at One Bills Drive where you have three quarterbacks in the quarterback room that could start any given game and do adequately well. So, a lot to take in there. A lot of Bills fans were a little bit perplexed at the fact that they did take Josh Allen over Josh Rosen. That did happen. The way things went on draft night, first overall, huge shocker to me, Baker Mayfield is selected. Second overall, Saquon Barkley, no shock there. Sam Darnold, the third overall pick, selected by the New York Jets, which I think was the best value pick of the draft. Depending on however you want to see fit, whatever, I think literally a top 3 pick was the best value pick of the draft, due to the fact that, sorry about the beep there, guy tried to pull out in front of me, due to the fact that Darnold was my quarterback 1. I did not think he would go past first overall. I thought for the majority of the draft process that Cleveland had their eyes set on Sam Darnold. I didn't think that Baker Mayfield would be the first overall pick, and I'm still very shocked at that fact that Baker Mayfield was the first overall pick in this year's draft. Shocked. And I know a lot of Cleveland fans. I communicate with a lot of Cleveland fans. I feel for you. I feel for you guys. In a similar situation to Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield won't have to start right away. They'll throw out Tyrod, let him do what he does, his dump and gain. Basically every 5-yard pass that you could envision, Tyrod Taylor will try to bring to the table, and that is not a good sight, to say the least, for Cleveland. I think Baker Mayfield's got a lot of work to do. I think Sam Darnold has a lot of work to do. I think Josh Allen has a lot of work to do. And I think Josh Rosen has a lot of work to do. And Bills fans were so upset that Josh Allen was the pick instead of Josh Rosen. I want to talk about that for a brief moment. You guys are all upset that Josh Allen was the pick and that Josh Rosen wasn't. Now let's just pause for a second. Allow me to explain myself fully to the best of my ability. And as I said, I'm not coming to you live from the house. I got a lot of stuff going on. My best friend's getting married. A busy weekend to say the least, and I'm cool with it. Birthday Monday, it's a big week for me. So won't be able to do as much stuff from the house live. So I'm going to bring it to you on here. Josh Allen. For all the times I watched analysts and mock draft experts, whatever you want to call it, all the weeks leading up to the draft where I thought they were over-embellishing his quote-unquote attitude issues or character or whatever you want to call it, swagger or whatever it is. I thought they were over-embellishing that, talking about things that really didn't matter. Until he was drafted 10th overall. I saw a guy, my own 4 eyes, saw a guy that was unappreciative of the selection, unappreciative of the situation, and really acted like a spoiled, rotten brat due to the fact that he was picked 10th overall, which said to me, this is why you were picked 10th overall. You wondered why you were picked 10th overall. Your attitude, your personality, it rubs people the wrong way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. To see Cleveland take Mayfield, to see Darnold go 3rd, to see Allen go 7th, to be quite fairly, especially to see Allen go 7th over Josh Rosen, that led me to believe that Rosen has some issues that he needs to iron out with his personality. His attitude, his body language reeked of a man that was unappreciative, that didn't understand the moment. You could say whatever you want. He might have been upset that he fell as far as he did. He might have thought that, hey, I shouldn't have fallen that far. I shouldn't have fallen that far. Okay, that's fine. But when you finally get picked, and you're not waiting until 24th like Aaron Rodgers, you're not waiting until the 6th round like Tom Brady. You're waiting till 10th overall. And you're going to act like that? And then have the gall to wonder why you fell? And correct me if I'm wrong, and I might be overthinking this a little bit, but I honestly think as many gripes as I have with Mayfield being the 1st overall pick, with as many gripes as I have about Mayfield being 1st, Mayfield's 1st to Cleveland, Darnold's 3rd to the Jets, Allen's 7th to the Bills, 10th goes Rosen, 32nd goes Lamar Jackson in a great trade by the Ravens, a true value pick. Those are the right fits for those quarterbacks. All those teams, player to team, make sense. Cleveland is a wild card. They always take chances on quarterbacks, and they're taking another chance with Baker Mayfield. The Jets have wanted a prototypical pocket passer like Sam Darnold. The Bills have wanted a cannon gunslinger like Josh Allen, and Arizona has wanted the methodical pocket passer like Josh Rosen. Arizona's the perfect fit for Josh Rosen in a media market that really does not have much of a pulse. Josh Rosen can go there, be who he is, whether people like it or not, and no one will bat an eye at him in Arizona. Josh Allen fits Buffalo due to the fact that he's the pocket passer, gunslinging quarterback, 6'5", 240, that can sling it in rain, sleet, snow, wind, whatever you want to call it, he can do that. Sam Darnold fits the New York City market, very well-spoken individual, has a great head on his shoulders, is willing to learn, and is willing to adapt his game. Baker Mayfield, the guy that is motivationally one of the better quarterbacks in this draft, wears his heart on his sleeve, but likes to energize his teammates. Cleveland has needed a guy like that for quite some time. So on that end of the spectrum, I get it as to why they picked him first overall. All these quarterbacks that were taken in the first round, Lamar Jackson gets selected by a team that has had lackluster seasons at quarterback, whether Joe Flacco likes to admit it or not. They signed Robert Griffin III, and that allows the Ravens to have somewhat of a tutor in the background for Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson a lot. I think he's going to be a decent player. I had him tied with Allen as my third-ranked quarterback. Now, if I was picking the quarterbacks in order, Darnold, Rosen, Jackson, Allen, but it's not how it goes. It's not how it goes. These teams sink their teeth into these prospects better than any of us, and they understand what quarterbacks fit their organization. So for all the people that have gripes about the Sam Darnold pick, or not the Sam Darnold pick going to the Jets and the Bills passing on Josh Rosen to take Josh Allen, all the people that have gripes about Josh Allen being the pick, you got what you asked for. You asked for the Buffalo Bills to trade up and take a quarterback. They did that. Whether it was the guy that you wanted or not does not matter. You asked for the Bills. Again, you asked for the Bills to make a trade for a quarterback. Now, just because it's not the guy that you want, now you're going to say that for the first time in the McBean era that they got it wrong, when every which circumstance, including ones in which they actually got it wrong, you said they were right? Now you're going to say they're wrong after you asked them to make this move? It really doesn't make much sense to me. Josh Rosen's a guy that throws short, intermediate passes. I don't think he would have fit into this Buffalo media, which has chastised Josh Allen already. I don't think Sam Darnold would have been a bad fit, but there's a lot of questions as to whether he could translate from Southern Cal to a cold weather, team. And those are valid. Not many USC guys can translate to a cold weather team. I can think of the last quarterback the Jets drafted in the first round. Mark Sanchez didn't translate well to cold weather. There's a lot to that. And I'm not saying that Buffalo picked Josh Allen just because of his ability to play in the weather, but that plays a huge part. Buffalonians, in case you don't notice, in case you haven't noticed, we have had long winters the last 3-4 years. We've had very limited summers and even more limited springs. Football season rolls around in September. We have about a month and 2 weeks of decent weather, and then October comes, and there it goes. It's gone. So I am very, very intrigued with the selection of the Bills taking Josh Allen. More so, I thought they made more than the right move to move up and take my number one linebacker in the 2018 NFL Draft, Tremaine Edmunds, who I think is a true stud, a player that could be here for the better part of a decade and a half if he stays healthy. And that, by God, please, Lord, let him stay healthy. Because we know in Buffalo, linebackers that we've drafted, Paul Posluszny, Kiko Alonso, Reggie Ragland, have not. Take care, everybody. I'm Ryan Thomas. That was the Thomas Take. My thoughts on Josh Allen being the newest quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. Take care.